Welcome. Welcome, folks. Welcome back to another stream with your man Jay. And we got my man Grant S in the house. This is gonna be a fun, hopefully entertaining, well presented. No, we're on the fly, man. I don't believe in scripts and stuff like this. This is supposed to be fun. It's Friday. I took PTO. Grant's off. Grant's off for right now. I can't even say that with a
Permanent
straight face.
permanent PTO is what you took?
Right. I can't say that with a straight face. Let me open up. Let me check. Mic check, everybody. Mic check. Is it good? See if everything's good here. Happy. Hey, Cynthia, I see you. Thomas is here. Saw some other people too. Let me crack open I like to look at it on a different device too, just to be sure. Just kind of
Yeah, I see it
have it.
over here. It looks good.
Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah. First of all, I like to have it on a. As soon as I get on a stream, I start getting bombarded with a bunch of emails that I have to check. That's just nuts.
Yeah, like literally
Uh,
before I came on this thing, the phone rang. I was like, "Geez."
yeah, I was actually
It
on a
always
call too.
happens.
I was on a call
Always
too,
happens.
actually. um, so yeah, everything looks like it's. Let me open it up in a different window here. I like to look at the chat like on a different phone too for some reason. I don't know. It's habit. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna talk today. Um, Let me go to videos. How's everybody doing? JoJo's in the house. I see you guys. Thanks for coming. It's a shame I'm supposed to be this tech person. I still struggle with certain things here. Looking at this stuff here. Let's go live. And where's the current one at? That's okay. I'll switch profiles here. But you said the audio is good and everything, so we're not gonna stress about it. Here we go. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, so here we are. I like to look at the chat on a phone for some reason. I like to look at it like that. I want to see this. There's a delay in restream sometimes. When comments come in and stuff like that. So, wow. Um, the Apple event. No, the Apple event. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Apple event too because they've officially announced it. Um, and how you doing, Grant? How's your week?
Oh, good, man. I managed. So I heard a phone drop this week, and there's some kind of a launch.
Yeah, it is.
But
There
I
is.
saw all your content already, and I picked up mine up yesterday evening from the Google store here,
Yeah,
and I didn't get a chance to unbox it until right before this stream. So
it's
I've got
crazy.
both my Pixels. They're out of the box.
Yes,
One's kind of set up. The other one I haven't really touched much, but we'll get into it.
I just my 24 hours is going to drop on. It's kind of weird. The XL, isn't my first choice for the size, but the me and Grant have the same colors too, by the way. The Indigo, this one I'm using along with the other. I'm using them both actually, but the XL, I like XL phones. I mean, it's just that this surprised me. So um, I've been banging it out with this because I'm team no case. I decided to drop a 24-hour video. I just finished it. I just finished uploading right before the stream because I like to do a real 24 hours. So um, I literally just finished my 24 hours, and I decided to go ahead and just get it ready for when this stream ends. But there they are. There they are. Yes. And I've given Grant full control. I'm learning how to stream again, guys. So Grant can control this stream from his side. Look at how
No,
beautiful
I don't
those
want that
are.
kind of power. I'm just here being a guest. But I went with the regular tan indigo
Yeah,
because that's the color of the year. Everyone's got their blue
absolutely.
this year, and then of course Moonstone. You got to go Moonstone in the Pro.
Absolutely.
I went with the small Pro, although I'll probably pick up the XL too,
Yeah.
because I was actually using my small Pixel 9 Pro for a while before the actual release of the 10, just to get used
Yeah.
to the Pixel again.
Yeah.
So I actually liked going small, so I went with
I
the
love it.
regular 10 Pro to start. And even though they're pretty much the same with the 10 and 10 Pro, but
Right.
I'm gonna pick up the XL. Probably pick it up from the store tomorrow. So I've got
Yeah.
all that credit, and then you go with the Fi deal plus your credit. It comes down to like
Yes.
$300 or something like that for
Yeah,
me. So
absolutely. Absolutely. So
crazy.
I got mine. And in the video that's getting ready to drop, that's come out, um, I got my through Fi and I got it for $700, man. So I just couldn't pass. I wasn't planning on getting this, but $700, I couldn't pass on it. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So but I'm also gonna like you. Now that I've used the Pro, remember everything I said. I don't need the Pro. I'm gonna get the 10. Well, what I've been doing is using both phones to record videos of each other, and those videos are gonna drop. One of them already dropped today, and the other one is under embargo. So it's just for a case. I have a case embargo, but it's not till September 1st. So that video is recorded with the Pro, and um, I'm just kind of surprised that I'm really feeling the XL because it's a heavier phone. I like the Galaxy S25 Edge is a slab phone to me right now. The OnePlus 13 and then the Galaxy S25 Edge. But if I'm just thinking about the latest and greatest, the Edge is top dog for me. The hardware is so thin and it's so powerful, and it's actually got phenomenal battery and everything. The Edge is winning big time. But when I picked up the XL and started using it yesterday, eh, I was in it, man. I like the 10. I set both of them up, and the 10 is great. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and go and get the. I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm going to go to the Google store and buy the Pro model too because I saw your Pro, and I like the smaller form factors. So I was like, I got to get the Pro. See, I love that. I love that. I absolutely love the Pro. I think that's like the perfect size for a phone. I could go even a little bit smaller too, down to like a 6-inch display or a 6.1-inch display. That's perfect. That moonshine. What is it, Grant? I called it
Moonstone.
moonshine. Yeah, that
Moonshine's
moon.
something completely different, man.
Yeah,
Moonstone.
yeah. Okay, guys. Before you start, people in the comments will see this video. Before you say anything, I have not had alcohol in over 30 plus years. I did. Yeah, I haven't had alcohol in that long, so I don't drink.
This is moon dust. I
That's
forgot. I
nuts.
thought this
That's
was
actually pretty
I
sweet.
thought this was moonstone, but this is moon dust.
That's actually
This
pretty
is
sweet.
moonstone,
That's
and this
pretty
is
sweet.
the indigo, which is supposed to be blue. Kind of looks purplish here, but
Yeah, under the lighting. When I recorded a video of it, the camera, I use the Galaxy S25 Edge, and then I also use the Pixel to record. And the colors are the Pixels 10 Pro XL and the Pixel 10. The colors are spot. The Pro is really, it's actually a good set of cameras. I was skeptical because the 9 Pro XL and the 9 Pro, the video just wasn't hitting for anything. The 10 Pro, you think they're doing a lot of AI, a couple with Android 16 and the processing power?
I mean they've always probably been doing that. So it's just how much have they tweaked it, right? But
Yeah.
like you said, like you recorded a video. I think you dropped it today. I think
Yes.
you like that quality, so I checked it
That
out real quick
is
on that 2-day case
crazy.
video.
That is
It does
that
look different from your other
quality.
videos. You can tell the color
You can,
differences
right?
from the other ones you've
It's
shot.
it's nuts how clear the colors are
It's
spot.
a little bit deeper, right? The color's a little bit
Yes,
deeper.
I love that. The Samsungs are always brightening. They brighten up everything. That that Pixel 10 Pro XL, they put
But
it
you're saying that's
down,
more
man.
accurate, right, to you?
It's
That
it's
looks more like what it looks
extraordinary.
like to
It's
you?
extremely accurate. Let me look at it here. It's extremely accurate.
Probably just share that video real
Yeah,
quick
how do
without the
I?
audio.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can do it. Let me see. Hey, I'm just getting back in it, so I got to open up a separate window. Let me see here, and I got to let me open the video up here. You have control over it too, man. So if you get there before me, you knock yourself
I
out.
got you.
You got it?
I
Because
got it. I got it. I got it. I
okay.
got it. I got it. I got it.
It's the case video,
I
the one
think
I
you
just
just got
dropped for
showdown
Tudio.
now. Yep.
Sorry, folks. I had some popcorn before I got on the stream, so I'm kind of
I think you just got to share it now on your side
no.
or
It
put it
gives
on
you
the screen.
everything.
I think you just got to put it in the
Oh,
screen.
oh, you're right. Okay, over here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
There you go.
extraordinarily accurate, folks. These colors, like you said, it's deeper. It is deeper, but it is accurate. Those colors are spot on. It's
See if
beautiful.
we can get the let's see if we can get the phone in here.
Yeah, the phone. I'm gonna put the phone in. I think it's so. The color of the phone coming in indigo is
There we
look.
go.
I put it in too quick, but it is spotless. It's like spot on perfect with the Pixel 10 Pro XL. This is being recorded with the Pixel 10 Pro XL. There we go. Man, that indigo looks great.
Probably looks good with that blue case.
Oh, it does. I saved that because that's when I was putting on. I saved the last case. I was like, I'm putting this indigo one on. That is
There you go.
just great right there. It is. That is the colors, and then we look at it on the actual device. See how different it
You,
looks from
you
yours?
can compare it to here.
It looks purple on yours. Isn't that crazy? Good shot, Grant. Good freaking shot. You the man.
There you go. In the blue.
You see how that looks?
Blue should match up. Right?
Yep.
There you
It
go.
looks great. And when you're looking at it like on the phone, it is flawless, man. Like the original file. Yeah, it is. Good. Very good.
Here's the last product shot right here. There you go.
Yep. That's it right there.
Line them up. Line them up. There you
Absolutely.
go.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That is
Yeah, you
that
can tell
is
because the other videos you recorded with like the Samsung, even the color of your desk,
yep.
this is like a deeper color
Yeah, my desk is a
than the
deep color.
Samsung stuff. Yeah, the ones
Yeah.
you recorded with the Samsung, they're kind of warmer and
Yep.
brighter. This is a little
Yep.
bit deeper of a color. Even your skin tone on your hand is deeper and
Absolutely.
darker.
Absolutely.
So like even your yeah right here right
People
even your
always say
hands
that
look
the Pixels had a more
deeper and
accurate.
darker.
Yeah, the people said
Because in the
your
Samsung ones, it looks more like the color of the desk. So, like,
yeah, people would call me Ashy Larry on some of these videos. you know,
so
but the Pixel, I'm surprised, man. JoJo is right. I'm gonna freaking have. Well, the plan was
no,
to
it's
just
good.
get the 10. The plan was to just get the 10. Um, but then when I got the 10, I mean, I was like, hey, Bradley, what's going on? I haven't seen you in here. I was like, man, I gotta freaking get this XL because the deal is just too good. Like $700, no trade in for XL. Why the frick wouldn't I do that? So I said I'm just gonna do it. And then it turns out the pro cameras, like, there's a difference between the pro cameras with the 10. The 10 doesn't have as many options as the pro. And I know you've seen this already too, Grant, but man, I mean, my plan was to have the 10 and the Pixel Fold. I'd already told you guys I'm gonna walk into the store and get the Pixel Fold. I decided I'm gonna do it, but the cameras are actually different. I can see the difference, and then Grant just showed it to you right there. My Project
well, it's
13, what's going
because
on?
I mean, of course they're going to do that, right? They have to differentiate the pro from the regular.
Yep, there it is, right
So
there,
like
Grant. Yep. How do I make you full screen with this? Let me see.
they can do this. Yeah, this is the photo settings on each, right? Yep, photo settings on each. So you can see you got your night mode or night sight you can control, which I turn off.
Yep,
Well, yeah, whatever. Night sight, top shot, timer, and then your ratio there, right? And then yeah, so now you have the regular versus pro settings like you normally have
yep.
on your pro.
There we go.
And then I think all your normal pro settings where you can control like full megapixel and all that kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
file format, raw. So you're gonna have raw. You're not gonna have raw on the non-pro, which makes sense, right? And then I think if you go to video, swap these into video.
Yep.
And then first time I went into it, obviously, so it shows you
Yeah.
the what is video boost. I bet you don't have video boost on the
I
non-pro,
turned it
right?
off. I turned it off.
On the non-pro, I don't think you have video boost at
You
all, though,
don't have
right?
video boost, but on the
Yeah, you
pro, I
don't.
turned it off.
It's not showing here at all. Yeah.
I
So you
turned
can do
off
video boost
video
up
boost.
to 8K, 8K 30 video boost, but you can video boost 4K 60 if you want. Yeah,
Absolutely.
there you go.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Yeah,
of
my
course they're gonna have pro settings. They're gonna have raw versus not raw, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I mean,
But the wait until you see the video that I did with the 10, it is flawless. It's the colors are accurate again. I'm surprised. So whatever trickery they're doing by with the cameras and stuff, like you said, they're just tweaking it a little bit more to give a better representation with the colors or whatever. So I
well, they did
am,
say 2 years in a row best camera on a smartphone.
yeah,
They said that.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say best cameras. The colors are accurate right now. I will say the Pixel 10 Pro XL, the cameras are top notch. Now I do use an external microphone. I use this external microphone, but the cameras, the audio coming from the phone is actually really good. It's a little bit like more flat and high pitched or whatever because there's no tone to it because it's using that voice enhancement, but it's actually still really clear. So it can cancel out wind and stuff like that and give a clear sound, but it'll never sound as good as an ASMR mic. It just won't happen. So that's why I just use external microphones when I do videos with phones. But let me go to. I like this question right here, Grant. You can grab this one. He said, "Did Google add more settings for the regular Pixel? The Pixel 9 couldn't use 50 megapixel mode last year." Let me
I don't
see.
think
I
you
don't
can't do
think.
that because they don't have the pro mode. Pro modes where you can adjust the
Yeah.
resolution. So no, no.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say. I. Yeah. I don't see any other. No, you can't. That's only on the Pro camera where it goes to 50
Because
megapixel.
on the pro, if you go into photo mode and you go to
Yes.
pro, that's where you can adjust the resolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
But
on the
you
standard phone, the
can't.
10, the
Yeah.
non-pro,
No.
there's no pro settings.
No. It has a whole separate
And
tab.
I'm going back into the full camera settings. Actually,
Yeah.
let me just drop it here. So
There you
this is
go.
the
I was on
10
it too.
and the full
Yeah.
camera settings, right?
Yeah.
So,
See.
but you do have palm timer now. So you have the show palm to capture.
Yeah, that's
That
nice.
was a Samsung. That's been a Samsung
That's a
thing, but
Samsung thing.
they still have guided frame. So you have guided frame on the standard 10. You don't have the, what are they calling it? Camera assist. Their AI camera thing.
Oh yeah.
The
We
camera
both got
camera
both phones.
coach. Camera coach is on the Pro. They don't
Yeah.
have camera coach on the standard
No.
10. You can. Oh no, you do have raw. See, on the standard 10, you can move into raw if you
But I don't think a
want.
lot of people are going to use RAW, right?
I mean, you should.
You should. I don't. I
It'll
don't use
it'll,
RAW.
it'll capture raw plus JPEG, so you get
Yeah.
both. But I mean,
I'll go ahead and turn on
Ultra
RAW.
HDR. It just takes up more.
More
It takes
space.
up more storage. So if you're not going to use it, no, don't turn it on. But
Do you have to edit with after you get something in RAW?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, raw is just going to capture all the information, and so the
Yeah.
point is
And then
you'll
you'll need
have
to
all the
color grade
you have all
afterwards.
the literally you have all the raw data, right?
Grant,
So
what do you say
then
about
your
this one? Other than the cameras, is it a good phone? Absolutely, yeah. Can I add storage?
standard
Now
10.
you can buy the storage options, which is on the standard is 128 and 256. If you want to do an external storage, they do have MagSafe style or Pixel Click styles that I have. I can go get one right now. It's a little puck that you plug into the bottom via Type C, and you can add 2 terabytes, 1 terabyte if you need to. But yeah, you can technically add storage to phones that don't have the higher storage. Because I have a 1 terabyte little puck that snaps onto the back of the phone, and it adds 1 terabyte to the phones.
Yeah, so 4K 60 on the standard 10, but you can't shoot in 4K 60 HDR.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
don't
put
like
it
that
back down
either.
to you have to put it back down to 30.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And so you can do max 4K 30 with HDR on if
Now
you
turn
want
on your
to.
voice and watch what turns off.
Oh
You
yeah,
turn on it
that's
turns
always been the
everything
case.
off. Yeah, it just shuts it
Yeah,
off.
you can go voice enhancement. You can go 4K 60.
Yeah, but
You
you can't
can't
do
do 4. I
HDR.
mean 4K 30. You can't do 4K
You
60.
can't do
So
HDR with voice either. Turn on HDR. You
uh,
can't do voice.
you can.
Oh,
You just can't do 4K
oh,
60.
60 with voice. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Once you
I
go
knew
to
it was
60,
something like
everything.
that.
Once you go to 4K 60, everything goes off.
Yeah,
No HDR, no speech enhancement. But 4K 30, you got HDR and speech enhancement.
yeah,
There you go. And yeah, on standard photo, you cannot control the megapixel.
yeah. You cannot. I
So
don't think it's ever been like that.
on the Pro, you can. On
The
the
Pro you can, but not
non-Pro,
the reg
you
because it's
cannot.
pixel bending on all of them. So I don't think they're going to give you that ability.
But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the Pixel 9 isn't bad at all. I like it. Oh, JoJo says you do have camera coach, Grant, on the 10. Really? Well,
Yeah,
school us then.
I can look.
Yeah, because
Oh, this is the first time I'm actually going through it. I literally just took it out of the box before this stream.
yeah, he literally did though. Like trying to make excuses, but he just took it out of the box right
I
before we
set up
were
my
getting.
Pro. I never touched this. Yeah.
Oh, there, I got it on already. I got camera coach turned on already. I didn't even realize that I had camera coach turned on. You do have it. It's at the bottom. At the bottom of the settings, right before fast access, right above fast access, you'll see camera coach. In the camera settings is down at the bottom right before it's kind of at the top actually. It's in the middle. It's in the settings for composition. The composition set at the end of composition, you'll see camera coach. Because mine is turned on already. What are you doing? Click the three dots right by your thumb. Right
Yeah,
there.
that's the settings.
Yeah, now go to composition and you'll see it at the bottom. The last one on composition. In the second stack, right? General and then what the heck? Right there, yeah. Scroll. You should see camera coach. Scroll just a little bit. What the heck is up with Grant's settings? Mine don't look like that. That is
You
weird.
know why? There's probably needs an update because the Pro had an
Oh,
update.
oh yeah. You
This
don't
one
have
probably
your
needs to
update yet.
update.
Look,
I
this
didn't.
is what it should look
I
like,
didn't
Grant.
update
Check that out.
this.
This is
No,
what
no.
it
I'll
looks
show
like.
you about because this one hasn't been updated. So
Yeah, you just took it out of the box.
there you go. See, July. So you probably got to
Okay,
go to
yeah. What?
August because
Yeah,
this one updated to August with the material.
there you go.
The new material design.
Yeah, it's the okay. There you go. I got the new material design.
Actually,
So
this one is on material design. You can tell, but oh well.
what the frick? You got an
But
update coming then.
it should have an update.
There it is. There's your update right there.
Nope, no
It's
update.
got to be there.
Oh, you know why? I know why.
You know Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't set anything up.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't even
You
I didn't
literally
even
did.
put my Wi-Fi on this
Yeah,
stuff. So
but it
I
is
think it
there.
just needs. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just needs an update. I think if I update this, it'll show. But yeah, good to know. Out of the box, it's not there. You need to update it.
You can take this one, Grant.
Apologies if this is off topic, but I'm leaning towards a Fold 7 coming from a 16 Pro Max. I've not used Android since Pixel 2. I hated it. Should I wait until Apple's event to make a move? Well, I mean, you're coming from a 16 Pro Max and you want the Fold 7, so
Yeah.
waiting for the Apple event is not going to do you any good.
Yes. No.
So I mean, it just depends, right? Do you want the Fold because Apple isn't going to have a Fold device. So
Yeah.
if you want a folding device, Fold 7 is a good choice. If you wanting to stick with Apple, then wait for the event and check out what the 17 series has.
There you go. There you go. Not sure if you all talked about this already. We just started, so we're just getting. But is it worth upgrading? Questions like this, when something's worth something, it all lies in the person who you're putting the value on it. I hate to tell people this, but I say this all the time. You're putting the value on. I don't see value in some phones that other people see value in. So when is it worth upgrade? The smart thing is to not upgrade if you just don't need a phone. That's the first step. Just don't even consider it. If you don't need a phone, don't do it. There's his update. There you go. He's gonna get it now. And it's gonna be in the same settings like ours next time.
Yeah.
But I don't. What do you say, Grant? I tell people just don't even upgrade. Don't be enticed if you don't have to, because you're technically
Well, for
buying the
you, the
same
upgrade's
phone.
worth it because you're seeing a major leap in video performance, right?
Yeah,
And
for
video
me. Oh
performance
yeah.
is huge
Oh
for you,
yeah.
right? So it's
Absolutely.
interesting though, between the 9 and the 10 Pro, you're seeing a difference in video quality. And yeah, so if you value video quality and color accuracy, then like someone like Jay, he
Yeah.
would say definitely do it, right? Because you're not going to
Yeah.
get that on the 9. But
Yeah.
for most people, probably not because 9 Pro. I mean, look at this, right? I mean, if you're just looking at aesthetics, I mean, other than the color, can you tell the
Yeah.
difference? Like if you didn't know what the newest colors were, and I just show you these two phones,
Right.
would you see a difference, right?
Yep.
Now the big difference you're going to see is on the bottom,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
What's that over there? No SIM card, right? Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, I
Gone.
mean they're identical. Even the camera hardware is identical. Everything's identical. So all you're going to get is a brighter screen, the new Tensor chip, and a bigger battery, slightly bigger battery.
Yeah.
But like everything else, Google, all the differences in the software, and apparently they've made improvements to the camera processing based on
Yeah.
whatever Jay's been able to test so far. I haven't touched
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah.
So it could be worth it to you in that aspect, but if you're just looking at pure hardware and everything else, probably
Yeah.
not, right? And
Yeah.
even Google is kind of admitting it because if you look at the trade-in values, right, you
Yeah.
only getting maybe $100 more for the 9 series versus the 8
Yeah.
Pro. The 8 Pro, you actually got $500 for that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's pretty clear they want you to upgrade if you got an 8 Pro or later or older. I mean, which
Yeah.
makes sense. I think if you got a
It
7
does.
Pro, 8 Pro, 6 Pro, oh, it's a huge leap.
It's a big leap.
9 to the 10? No, I mean definitely not, right?
Yeah.
So,
Hit the website, man. You can see, what the chipset, the specs on the phone. Just go to store.google.com and you'll be able to check out all the specs. I think it's going to be a while before another device is good enough to get the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 out of my pocket. Hey, I agree. The Fold is an amazing phone. Does the camera shoot directly onto the extended storage? I haven't tried it yet, but I will. And you're right. It's a setting in most phones when you get it, you can change it to like he's saying for Samsung. So I will try that out because I have a puck that's a 1 terabyte, and I will plug it in. It'll definitely read it, but I'll go to the settings in the camera and try that out, and that'll be an upcoming video that I'll try to squeeze in there. Last question, Grant, for you. He says, last question I have: an iPhone 12 ready to get the phone, thinking out of 10. Okay, so here's the thing, man. Switching operating systems, while the companies tell you that, oh, it's an easy switch, oh, you can switch. If you've been using something for like a year or two, more than a year, the transition isn't going to be like what you think, because the only way that's going to be better for you is if you actually are turning in your phone and you're forced to use only the phone that you're going with. Because if you don't do it that way, you're going to just be comparing what you think it doesn't have, the new phone doesn't have, or doesn't do like this. And so this is more about switching operating systems to me when I see questions like this. I just don't think I'm not going to tell you to switch to a 10 just because it's nice or whatever. I would say look at the new iPhone first and see if you like the hardware or whatever, because really it's just coming down to hardware at this point in the game. Um, Look at the hardware on the new Apple event. The Apple event is right around the corner, like a few days, it's like a week away. So wait for that and then decide, if it's something you really think you can actually do. Yeah, just yeah. That's yeah. I don't know about switching operating systems abruptly like that, but have you been using the 12 ever since it came out? Because if that's the case, it might be an even harder switch for you just based on the operating system. Hardware is the only thing that's going to be different predominantly for most phone switches now, and year to year, I should say. And switching operating systems, I'm just not going to up and recommend it. What do you say, Grant?
I mean, if you're going to go from iPhone, I mean, some people are. Some people are considering going from iPhone to, like you're saying before, they're going to Samsung Flips.
Yeah.
But that was more for form factor. But there's suppose I mean, Google wants you to move from iPhone. So if you're ready to go to the Pixel, I mean, and that's the other thing, right? People are like this thing versus like iPhone. My iPhone's not here.
Mine is
Shows
over
you
there. So,
shows you how much I'm using my iPhone lately. My iPhone's
right?
basically a FaceTime machine for my family at this point.
Yep.
Um, but like you know, when the 9 came out, the Pixel 9 right here, when this one came out, a lot of people I think were not a lot, but I think more people were willing to switch from iPhone to Pixel because I mean just the hardware alone looked very iPhone-ish, and so it's maybe more friendly for folks to switch over. And I
Yeah.
think Google's doing a lot of things from a not just hardware but software perspective to try to make it a more of a phone for the masses, so to speak. So it's a little more friendly for folks who are coming over from iPhone, a little bit. Um, I'm not going to say plain or simple, but
I
just a
know
little
what you're
more
saying.
a little more streamlined compared to other
Right.
Android OSs. So, and they're going for more practicality in their features than
Absolutely.
like all these other wow features that people may not use. So, obviously, like all the calling features, hold for me, call screen, all those things. More practical AI applications like the latest. What is the latest thing they put in here? Where they have pretty much access to all your data on your device, so they can pop it up anywhere. All useful things like that is what kind of Google's going for with their software, and that's probably more practical and maybe a little more friendly for folks. So,
Right.
I mean, I would say check it out, right? If you like what you see, if you can, go check it out at a store if you or a carrier somewhere and see if you like it.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not too quick to tell a person to switch operating systems, especially like you said earlier, and we talked about it, I think last week or whatever. The Z Flip 7 has captured a lot of iPhone users, and I think it's the form factor. The Flip 7 is an amazing phone. That's one of my dailies right now. It's an amazing phone. So the Pixel isn't doing anything like that, and so they need something like that. And I said it multiple times. They need something in their lineup with the shock and awe factor. They need something, and they don't have it right now. They don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, see, I mean, Jojo thinks so too.
Hmm.
Moving from iPhone to Pixel, yeah, I mean, it's just a little more streamlined. I don't know.
Yeah,
To me, it depends on the person because some people can switch no matter. It's not a big deal.
yeah,
Other people are more sensitive to change. So it
yeah,
just depends. You have to know yourself, right? Are you more sensitive to change? Are you more open-minded?
yeah,
Are you quicker to pick up things? All those things are going to play into it. So, but the best thing you can do is try it. So, like, if you're confident from what you've seen that you can handle it, that you're going to like it.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to say don't do it. But
yeah,
if you're hesitant to change, always try things first because you don't know until you actually try it. But there's always a return window, so
yeah.
you may have to pay a restocking fee. So be aware of that. But
Absolutely.
nothing like trying it.
Right. What's Kowski up here? Why people are switching? Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're bored and they're just because after you've been with someone for like 5 to 10 years, and you see other people walking around doing things on their phones that cost less, look cooler. It's way more appealing. It's like driving a Tesla on the road. People think it's like you don't even exist, even though in the Tesla you got more power. You're not paying. It's a lot of things that's good about it, but people can't see that. So then you get next to a guy in a Supra, and you can hear and see his car. You see, this is about as
Well, it's like
plain
people
as I can say it.
on your car videos when they leave those comments. I could buy like 5 Camrys for that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
could, but
yeah,
then you wouldn't have the Corvette.
yeah, exactly. I believe like I'm deep in the car world.
Same thing applies
Even
though, right? I mean, like
it
I could
does.
go buy the expensive Fold, right? I
Absolutely.
could buy like 10 cheap Android phones, but you wouldn't have the folding device. So
It's
it's like
it's
it's really
it,
what you want, right? So are
yeah,
you more about value for your money, or do you want the latest and greatest cool thing? I mean,
yeah,
everyone's different. So there's both sides of the coin. There's like
yeah,
people get bored with Apple, or people
yep,
like the familiarity and they don't want the change. So
yeah. And I think a lot of times, I think tech enthusiasts forget that the average consumers, they don't idolize their phones like we do. Like they don't have all this emphasis in their life in their day to day about their phone. They drop it, they pick it up, and they put it in their purse or their wallet or pocket or whatever, or they miss a phone call, they miss a text. There's a lot of the world who just doesn't focus on a phone like most tech enthusiasts or people who are heavy into technology do. They don't do it. It's just a phone to them. So, and I talk to them and they're like, it's just my phone. Like, okay, and I'm like, you got your video set to 1080p. They're like, so? And I'm like, okay, well, this person clearly is it's not that important to him. I'm like, you don't want to put it to 4K? Like, no. I
Or
mean, what does
people, some
that
people
do?
don't zoom. They'll just take out
E-
the camera, take the picture. They won't even zoom.
Exactly.
They'll maybe crop it later, maybe, but
Exactly.
they don't know. They
Exactly.
don't even bother to zoom. So or
Exactly.
frame or crop things, which is why Google came out with a camera coach to help you frame things and use your
Right.
zoom and all that stuff. But this question, I mean, moving over is one thing to operating systems, but your passwords can be a task. True, but I mean, I would recommend a password manager anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I have a password manager, and so not just because I switch phones, but just because it's just a good idea for security. But if you do have one, that makes the whole password thing a lot easier.
Yeah. That's something I like about. One thing I like about iOS over Android is their default password manager. I love it. You can store. I mean, it keeps you up. It's encrypted, and it'll force you. It'll say, "Hey, you need to change this right now." Now, Google has the same thing, but Google's is a lot less secure because it's going through Chrome browser.
And that won't help you if you switch operating systems. So
Absolutely.
that'll actually
Uh,
make it worse. But
yeah.
if you're using a really good password manager, you can install it on any platform, and
Absolutely.
you've got all your
Absolutely.
passwords immediately.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some phone switchers like Samsung or even the Google one will carry over for some reason. It'll already
Yeah.
have you logged in on the new phone.
Mine
It
does.
just depends.
Mine does it on
Just
Apple, but
depends on the yeah. It just
I'm
depends
done
on
with
the
Chrome
app.
browser. I don't use Chrome browser anymore unless it's on my Chromebook or like my Chrome tablet. I do that is not my default browser because I got hacked. And I had to do some serious things last year when I got hacked, and Chrome was just ripped to shreds. Chrome was ripped to shreds, and so yeah, Safari blocks more than Chrome, and that's a whole nother story. But nonetheless, this person Sam says, "What's up, Samuel?" He says, "I think when Apple releases a phone, yeah, we talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time because the industry standard says that Apple is setting the trends. When I feel like Samsung is actually setting the trends. I think Samsung, Xiaomi, Huawei, any other company but Apple is setting trends. But in the United States, people seem to think that the United States is the world for some reason. I'm not saying this towards this person here, but I'm just saying in general. People seem to forget about the actual world.
Well, by definition, mainstream is the majority of people, right? And in the U.S.,
Yeah.
who's the number one selling
Right.
smartphone?
Right.
It's
Apple.
Apple.
Yeah.
And so for the U.S., if Apple releases one, I mean, they have the largest user base of smartphones. So
Yep.
yeah, that's considered mainstream. But to Jay's point, rest of the world, Apple's not number one.
Yeah. They are so
And
not number one.
they already have foldables, and so they are already kind of mainstreamish in other countries.
Mm,
So I mean, it just depends on where you live, your perspective,
yeah.
and the U.S. Apple is number one, and it has
They
the
are.
most devices in people's hands, and so
Yeah.
that's why that's a common talking point. And so if Apple releases one, they have the largest user base, so
Yep.
they have the best chance of having more people use their foldable. But I don't know. My opinion is it's already kind of mainstream in certain parts of the world.
Is it? Do you think that? Do you honestly believe? Like, what do you think the price is going to be when Apple releases a folding phone? This is a topic that comes up all the time. I personally want Apple to release this style of flip first. I want them to release this style because they can get more people to transition. Because the Flip 7, this is a Flip 7, people are switching from iPhones to this phone. So I don't think they should go straight to the big folding device like the Fold 7 line. I don't think they should do this first. I think they should do that one to feel out their audience because that's what Apple does anyway. They wait until everybody else does something and then they try to capitalize on it and say that they'll fix something or they'll market something that other OEMs is right there in front of them that don't market and then it looks like Apple created it when they didn't. So I personally feel like Apple should go with a flip style to transition people over because the Flip 7 is Samsung's better selling device. It outsells the Fold all the time. But all you hear about is fold, fold, fold. So I think Apple should definitely put up a flip style first. And JoJo got it right out of that's what I was thinking too, JoJo. Hey, how you doing?
Well,
Hey guys.
price is the number one barrier to adoption on anything, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously, more people are going to pick up a flip over a
Yeah.
fold because it's more heavily discounted. It's less expensive to start, but it's not inexpensive. The flip is
Right.
actually very expensive if you want full price, but
Yeah.
most places like carriers in the US will discount that heavily, right? So
Yep.
flips actually look cheap to the mainstream, right? You can get
Yep.
flips for a few $100. And so
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people who get a flip think it's a cheap device because they're not
Yep.
paying a lot for it. And so that's why you see a lot of people with them, I think. It's just because the price is a lot lower, especially if you're getting a
Absolutely.
deal. Um, but Apple's rumored to be going full fold versus flip.
Right.
Um, and of course, when you think about price, it's just going to be, well, what will the market bear? How much margin can Apple squeeze out? That's what they're going to do, right? So they're going to look at what is Samsung charging.
Yeah.
We think we can make a little bit. We think we can charge a little more because people will pay a little bit more for our stuff, and that's
Right.
what it'll be. So yeah, it'll
Right.
probably be closer to what JoJo's saying. I mean, right
Yeah, I
now,
think so too.
if the Samsung Fold is $2,000 or
That's
just
what I
over
said
it,
too. I think their
right?
flip
Then
phone will
Apple will
be
mark
about
it up.
12.
Yeah, Apple will mark it up a few points above that. So yeah, that sounds
Do you
about right.
think Apple? Do you think if Apple makes a flip style phone first, they're going to use Motorola as a benchmark for price because Motorola's cost $1,500.
For their
Those
flip. Yeah,
Ultras are 1,500.
Motorola's kind of crazy trying to sell that full price on that
Yeah,
Ultra, the Flip Ultra for like
that is
1,300 bucks,
fifteen
1,500 bucks,
hundred
whatever it is.
bucks. It's 1,500. I know.
No one's paying that. And
Yeah.
if you, I mean, no offense if you
Unfortunately, I
are, but
did, but I
I
haven't
mean,
released. I did buy it, but
you're
I
different.
yeah,
That's
but
not
but let me
that's not a
finish what I'm
normal
going to say here.
use
I
case.
haven't released my catch and release video yet, so because that phone is
Oh,
definitely not worth
spoiler,
1,500 bucks. Yeah, spoiler.
spoiler!
It's
If you tune into the stream, see,
definitely not
tune
worth
into the
1,500
streams,
bucks.
you'll
Yeah,
get
the
the
Flip
spoilers
Seven
here.
is better off. The Flip Seven doesn't even cost 1,500 bucks. So yeah, the Motorola. It's not to say that Motorola isn't worthy of getting some shine because they make great products. I didn't say the phone was bad. I just said I shouldn't have paid 1,500 bucks for it, and I haven't released my catch and release video yet. So be on the lookout
I mean,
whenever I have time.
if you want a Pixel Flip, that's the closest thing you're gonna get to a Pixel Flip right now.
Yeah,
Is the Motorola because
absolutely,
it's pretty much vanilla
absolutely,
Android.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, their software was the software on it is a little, it's a little buggy, but yeah, but nonetheless,
but the camera stuff won't be anywhere near Pixel.
yeah,
So
no, no,
it'll be
no,
passable, and I've seen people, take some really good shots, but they're like trained photographers and they know what the hell they're doing and they can probably get a good shot out of anything.
yeah,
But it's capable for sure.
absolutely. I mean, Barry, I would agree. I want variety, and I think with Pixel, with Google and Apple not releasing flip phones yet, it's taken away from the experience of what we competition. It's like it should be more competition. Samsung is running the market with the Flip Seven. They're running
Well,
it.
it's two different things too. Like, so do people want a Surface Dual like device, which is a true dual screen device, right? Not a single
Yeah,
screen folding device, like,
yeah,
right? So do people want that? Because, a lot of tech enthusiasts, what are you going to call them, right? People who are really into this stuff, into mobile tech, right? They're lamenting that Microsoft killed the Duo, and they're
yeah,
like, why they killed Duo? I want the Duo back. But what happens when true dual screen devices like that come out? Like when LG did it with their case that
yep,
has dual screen, or when ZTE came out with a true dual screen, right?
yep,
All you hear from the tech media is they just get crushed, right? It's like, this is dumb. This doesn't make any
yep.
sense.
The
So
Duo
much
is
negative press around. So why would anybody bother to come
yeah,
out with a device like that again if all they're going to get is
yeah,
crap, right? And
yeah,
and the apparently the sales figures don't really bear out that it makes sense
yeah.
either. So,
Such a good phone too, man. Both of those phones you just named, just way ahead of their time. What the
but
OG
I ask you, right? What would it make sense for companies to do it? Because every time someone comes out with it, just get blasted and it doesn't sell. And so, why would a company want to do that?
Okay, I'll be completely transparent from a business perspective because I do own a company. When something isn't bringing revenue, it has to go. Like it's not worth my time to push it. And so Grant is absolutely correct. Um, this is what's happening with the Surface Duo. What Microsoft did was they messed up by the first Duo was flawless, except the cameras were mediocre. You know, there's a few things they could have tweaked. What they decided to do was listen to the mainstream media and not the people who are actually really interested in it and make a completely different device. And it too, to me, flopped. I don't think the one flop. I think the original Fold probably did better as a after the two came out. Okay, so the two came, and okay, the team, oh yeah, these cameras. But I think after people saw the two, The one became really appealing. It's thin steel. It's just it's the better form factor in my humble opinion. I will never get rid of mine. At least I'll never say never, but I don't ever plan on getting rid of mine. Um, it's just the best. I think a lot of people would probably prefer that. Let me go back to he responded here. What did he say? He said I wasn't asking
Yeah,
for.
I know Barry likes the
Uh,
OG form factor.
oh,
I
okay,
know it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
form factor thing, but I'm just curious, right? Because
yeah,
like I often hear that a lot. People who do want the dual screen device, and they say people should bring that back,
yeah.
But the same people who say they should bring it back are some of the same people who are blasting in the first place, which is
Right,
a head scratcher to me. But
yeah.
um,
And all of us who said it was great, people just ignore us and told us we're stupid because the people who said that it wasn't good, they would rather listen to them, and they have no intentions on even buying it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a strange world in the tech community, man. The people, hey Gary, you know, I don't know. Personally, I think Microsoft dropped the ball, but I do understand why they're not pushing forward with that again because if it's not bringing them revenue, um, why push for it? You're right, Grant. Like, why would I keep pushing that? Why would I waste my time? And a lot of things go into before a device comes out. Some people, because there's a lot of prototypes that have to be produced and it's not free. So the companies have to get all these prototypes ready and then they scrap all of them except for one. It's not just one Pixel 10 Pro XL. There's like probably 50 of them. And they have to get them in a state to where it's a working prototype and they have to scrap all that stuff. So the Duo, they lost a lot of money behind the Duo, and then they scrapped that one tablet altogether. That folding, they scrapped that altogether, which I really wanted to see that. I saw it in movies. Unfortunately, I saw it in movies and stuff like that, but nowhere else. And
I
so
just think unfortunately Microsoft has an uphill battle if they want to get back into mobile. I don't think anybody wants to buy a mobile device from Microsoft to begin with.
I
I
like
think
this.
micro I don't think the masses want to buy anything labeled Microsoft on it for their
Sadly,
everyday single mobile device, right?
sadly,
Because
that made me true.
well, it becomes I think for regular everyday people, it becomes more of an extension of yourself, right? And so you do become brand conscious to a certain extent, and I don't think
Yeah,
majority of people want something labeled Microsoft on something like that. They don't think of Microsoft that way. So
I believe. I think
I
this
don't think
statement is
that'll
accurate.
ever work.
I think this statement is accurate right here. I think it is. If you don't have the budget to market your product the way the other big dogs are doing it, you're going to get left by the wayside. And I think that unfortunately, when we hear some people, when you hear people say it's before its time, to me that just means that there was no marketing behind it. Yeah, there's not enough marketing behind it, and so that's not a
Yeah,
good
and again, I
thing.
think this goes back to the brand conscious thing. I don't think people
Yeah,
want stuff labeled Microsoft, and
yeah,
no one really knows about LG outside of TVs and washers and all that stuff. At least here in the U.S. Although I
right.
will say, when I went to Japan, I did see people with dual screen the LG cases. I
Yeah,
saw people using that stuff. So I'm just all this stuff, this conversation, this is all a U.S. thing.
yeah. It really is, and we talk about this all the time, Floyd. We talk about how we talked about it before on one of the other streams that you know, develop that make or breaks it. So just imagine if developers stop getting behind Apple. They can be crushed at any time. Any phone or product can be crushed at any time. It's just a matter of what they're paying the developers. Developers are free apps aren't free, folks. Developers are getting paid because they're getting a lot of money on ad revenue for the free apps, so to speak. And every now and then they'll get you to spend 49 cents. But think about how many people in the world just spent 49 cents. They're yeah, they're killing it. But yeah,
True, but if you're also talking about mainstream people, they don't care about software updates. I'm sorry.
they do
Like
not.
my parents don't want software updates. They're like every time I get an update, it messes up my phone. So
They do
as long
not.
as it works, that's the problem. The problem with the Duo is some of the stuff didn't work, and so yeah, you need to fix
Yeah,
it. But if it assuming that it works smoothly, who cares if they don't update it? No one cares.
yeah. Here's a comment.
I still have a Duo 2. It was a miss because they never
Yeah,
marketed anything.
I was
I
reading
mean,
that.
it's
Like,
and again, it's Microsoft. Even if okay,
yeah,
even if Microsoft spent a ton of money to market this, do you think anybody wants anything labeled Microsoft or branded
they
Microsoft in their
probably because
pocket? I'm gonna
you
bet you
think of
not.
Microsoft, you think of laptops. That's what you think about. You don't think about, and you think of some monitors. You don't think about a phone. Unfortunately, they just dropped the ball on the marketing because I think real people like I don't mean real people. I mean people who actually still have the duals, not the two. Hate is a strong word. I really dislike. I think the two is hideous in looks. I think that it may be a good phone, it may be a good device, but the one was it. The one is beautiful, and I think a lot of people who really love the duos and still have them, they understand. But unfortunately, the duo took too long to get its traction. Like they stopped software updates, and like you said, people are not gonna. Regular consumers don't care anything about what we think they care about. They don't. I can go in the other room and ask my wife, "Hey, did you use that latest software update?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" And she's just gonna move on. Like they don't care. They don't. As long as it's working, that's why you see a lot of people, the majority of the world, still using old phones because a phone isn't important to a lot of people. It's just not.
Like this comment, I mean, who are you talking about?
Oh, this one right here says, "How do you feel about companies keeping the phones looking the same and doing minor upgrades?" I mean, that's something for. I don't think a tech enthusiast can answer this. I think a regular consumer, if you need to do like a poll amongst regular consumers, because a tech enthusiast is going to go way deeper and have be more passionate about it and have way more to say than a regular consumer. So it's a legitimate question, but not to a room full of 40 something people that's probably tech enthusiasts. They're not going to handle this question too
Well,
well.
this is now a discussion point because Apple's been doing it for years, and now Google comes out with the same phone 2 years
Yeah,
in a row, and so
Samsung's been
now
doing it.
that's the discussion point. And so there's a running discussion around Apple's been doing it for 5 years in a row or so, right? Google is trying to become. I really don't like this.
I
The
know. I know
Google's
what you're going to
Google's
say.
trying to become the iPhone of Android.
Yes. I
I
knew
don't
you were
like
gonna say
that
that. I
personally,
mean,
but
I just remember
that is
Nexus.
a talking point. And now that
Nexus.
Google's actually brought out the same device 2 years in a row, that's picked up momentum and steam in that discussion, right?
Yeah,
I mean, look at why companies do this. Let's just say that much, right? I mean, Apple's doing it because they have such a huge customer base, and a
they
lot of
do.
them don't want big change all at once.
Right.
And when they come out with the incremental upgrade, it's for people who have devices that are like 3, 4, 5 years old.
Right.
Mostly is what they anticipate the upgrade being. And I think Google did the same thing this year. They did an incremental upgrade, if you will, because the hardware is pretty much identical.
Right.
But they did it, and if you look at who they're targeting just based on trade-in prices, it's people not within the 9 series, which makes total sense, right? Because why would you do it if it's pretty much the same device? So
Right.
they're also hoping people from either iPhones, or if you've got an Android device or especially a Pixel device, you've got like a 6, 7, or 8, you'll upgrade to the 10. So
Right. Yeah. I'm going down to B Floyd again.
like Jay says, it's a device for somebody, right? They
Oh,
when
it
they roll
definitely
these
is.
devices out, they've done the market research and analysis,
Yeah.
and they have a target audience that they're trying to reach with it.
Right.
And so, if it looks incremental to us because we're tech nerds, we want the latest and greatest. It's not for us, although it is for us because we want everything. I want everything,
Yeah.
so I'm going to get it anyway. But
Right.
for the people who naturally wouldn't upgrade every single year, right?
Yeah.
Most normal people will do it when either their phone breaks or they'll do it at a 2, 3,
Yeah.
4 year cycle, right? So
Yeah. I think that I still think that and I'll say we, I'll go and say we. I think we are very naive when it comes to numbers on who's actually running the tech communities. We're very naive. If some of us really think that we are the people running the tech community. We are so not running the tech community. It's just not happening. It's billions and millions of people out there that they do not upgrade. They have old. It could be a crack screen. They don't care. A phone or a laptop or tablet. I know people with half of their laptop screen broke. They said, I'm just gonna plug it into a HDMI, and now they got a brand new screen right here. I paid $20 for this monitor, and now they're just now learning. I can close my lid and keep the power on, and then get a keyboard. I paid $4 for this keyboard. It is way more people like that than you could possibly believe because they don't want to deal with backups and restores and all this. They don't want to deal with it. They just want it to work. The
and see,
majority of the
beef. Let's
world is
comment
this
here.
way.
This makes sense, right? So this is kind of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
People don't want stuff branded Microsoft in their pockets, right? So like that's exactly right. Like you said, when you think Microsoft, you think laptops, you think like
Yes.
work stuff, you think other things, not your personal device, right? And so totally agree. And
Yeah.
that would have been a smarter marketing move, right? Brand it more Xbox, have it as a companion device to your Xbox, like how Sony did with PlayStation, right? You could use your Sony phones, right, as an extension of your PlayStation. So if you
Right.
branded it more of an Xbox kind of device and made it an
Right.
extension of your Xbox, you could hit a very wide and broad target demographic, that
Absolutely.
they might think it's cool, and that's probably a smarter marketing thing. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
Here's Sam's comment, man. If we are just caring about regular consumers, why try anything? Well, the regular consumers, okay, so marketing 101. I took a marketing class, and Grant probably, he probably took it. Everybody takes that entry level marketing class, 101. And one thing that the professor said was, you don't know what you want, so I'm going to tell you what you want. This is how they lead the masses into believing that they need something. So it's not that they shouldn't try. It's just that in life, you get led, you're being influenced. I'm being influenced by something right now. We're all being influenced by something. We don't even know that it's working. But in that marketing class, they said, just remember, you're doing what you're being told to do, whether you believe it or not. You don't need all these things that you have. You're being brainwashed into thinking that, if it's the proper word to use, that you actually need it or you want it when you really don't. It's the marketing 101. You get people to convince on something, and the average consumers, it sounds bad when you say it out loud, but they're like the little sheep that are being led. It's okay to be led. It's okay to be a sheep, but it's the terminology when it's applied to certain things where it becomes derogatory. So we have to keep trying. The tech world isn't just about caring for the regular consumer. It's about moving forward in advancement and things, because eventually, do you know how far we're behind China? I know you've been to China, you've been to Japan, Grant, right? You've been, right, multiple times.
Yep.
We have passports. So you will be amazed that the people who have never been over there, they'll go over there and think that they're living in 2050. It's ridiculous. Depending on where
Well,
you're
I mean, this is
going.
this is a fair question, though. I would say this is a fair question. If we're caring about ratings, why try anything? 2-year upgrade cycles. I get all that stuff, right? But I'm looking at from a big company perspective like this, I'll put a product manager hat on and a marketing hat on, right?
There you go.
So there's usually two tracks to this. There's usually two tracks when you're planning your roadmap. Okay, you're looking at your annual revenue because you want recurring revenue. You want to make money every single year. So
Yeah,
that's where you play it safe. You play these incremental upgrades. You target people who are on 2, 3, probably more like 3 to 5 year upgrade cycles, who are going to think this is a big leap. But you also have your aspirational device, the device that has everything that you're targeting with all these big features, because you want to show people what's possible. You want to show them the quote unquote future. So you have your aspirational device that has all these cool things like Samsung's doing with their folds and all that kind of stuff,
right,
or like Jay mentioned, some of these other Chinese based companies who are doing all these crazier things, bigger features, bigger both hardware and software. That's the aspirational thing that you show people. Hey, this is the future, right? And you keep that in mind for people to show that, hey, you're innovating and you're a tech forward company. We're
right,
cool. We're really advanced, right? You want that in people's minds, but not everybody wants that device because of A, money, and B, they're scared of it. And so
yep,
you have the other device that's more friendly for people who don't want to take that big leap, and is more pocket friendly as far as money and all that stuff.
right.
So you generally have those two kind of tracks and those roadmaps when you're applying these things. So that's kind of the
Well,
honest answer on
companies,
that one.
to Simon right here, companies are now taking advantage. Companies are saving a lot of money by giving tech influencers free units. They're saving a boatload of money because one commercial could start off at 500,000 for like 5 seconds. You have to pay too many people to get that commercial out there. So they're saving. YouTube has taken over, and that's why I tell people, if YouTube stops, it's going to be trouble for everybody, because the like Grant told me last week, he reminded me, Jay, it's Alphabet, not Google. And he's right. And some people don't know the difference. Some people don't know the difference. So if YouTube stops, though, what's going to happen with marketing? And I get it. I get what he's saying here, but I think the companies are just using what's happening right now. It's just a big circle. Everything comes around. There'll be something else that comes along that's going to be better than YouTube at some point, but people just can't see that far in advance. Some people think it's just not going to happen. Some people think Apple is going to be always considered the best. That's just not the way it works. Somebody's going to come along and have something that's going to impact whatever that current generation is. Because I remember when people hated iPhones. I remember when iPhones came out and people were like, ew, that's, oh, no way.
Well, when it's the new kid on the block in 2007, right? And when all screen, like who wants an all screen phone? You need a keyboard. Why would you want that? That was
Yeah.
that was it, right? That was when iPhone came out. Steve Jobs, we're coming out with all screen. And everyone's like, all screen.
Yeah.
How are we going to type on this thing?
He was like, the
that
keyboard disappears.
And that
I
wasn't
was,
just normal people. That was like tech people too, And so
yeah.
that was a whole. But
That's too funny.
for that marketing, I agree. But it's not just budget. It's also marketing strategy too,
Oh
right? Like
yeah.
if you look at what around the time of the 6 Pro, right? When Google shifted marketing strategy, right? So they didn't only go to tech people; they're going more lifestyle, right? So it's a
Mm,
broader, more what they consider broad-based masses, everyday kind of consumer type of marketing. Let's get in the hands of people that are more recognizable to more people.
yeah.
Everyday people don't know all these tech people, right? Outside of maybe MKBHD, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But they tried to get it in the hands of more people that other more more consumers would be able to identify with, right? So
Yeah,
that was more of their
basically,
strategy. So
let's
they
pick
poured more
someone from.
money, sure, but they
Yeah,
also shifted strategy, and I think it's more strategy than money alone.
I think so too, because the strategy is probably the most important part. And if we're just being totally transparent here, um, I was an executive at one point. I know I was military and law enforcement and all this other stuff, but I was an executive at one point. And you get at this big round table, and it's very. If your feelings are hurt, you might want to leave the room real quick and then come back in a few seconds. Because what happens is you get in this big room and they say, we need more whites, we need more blacks, we need more Chinas, we need more Puerto Ricans. That's what they do to strategize to get more people to come in. So they'll say,
I
well,
just
you're
saw a
better
bunch
in
of
this.
people leave the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Come back in a minute. Because that's exactly what happens when you're trying to strategize. So yeah, the budget is cool, but what would you do? What would you do if you see an untapped market and you got a person that says, hey man, my cousin lives over there. He's got a so and so, he's got a so and so. I bet you I can take that phone over there and I bet you I can sell four of them.
Well, paying the NBA didn't hurt either. So,
Uh, you're, yeah, that was a huge
so budget, yeah, I agree. But
yeah. I think what he's saying here is YouTube is the number one streaming platform in the world. And he's right. He's right. He's right. He's absolutely
well, even
right.
now, I mean, more people when they go to TV, they turn on YouTube on their TV, right?
Yeah. They
It's
got
not
to
so
go for
much.
the big
It's not
numbers.
nearly as much broadcast TV anymore, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people ditch broadcast and not just streaming, but they'll turn on YouTube first.
Right. Right. They got to go for the big numbers. I mean, look at what Google has done now. Let's since we're on Google, this is what Google has done. Google had Team Pixel. And I actually said in the previous video, I said, do you think that Team Pixel was actually any benefit to Google? Did I say that here or did I say it in the private chat? I don't remember where I said it at, but do you honestly believe that the group Team Pixel was bigger or added a lot of value to Google as a company? I don't think that we did. Yeah, it was cool for us to help them out and get help push it. But in the end, Google had to look at numbers. So their way of doing this after they gave Team Pixel a solid 8 year run. I was there for all 8 years and it was a solid run. It was a lot of fun, but they definitely strategized. They looked at the budget. They said, hey, I personally think when Mark bounced, they just they didn't know what to do. But this is what I personally feel. But they looked at the whole picture and said, what have they given us for 8 years? And if the sales weren't up during this time or team, they know they see the window that they were sending out phones to people doing stuff. They said we're gonna lifestyle. And so now what they've done, I see some of the people online getting pixels now. They're not tech reviewers. They're people with 15 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers. They're doing hair, nails, they're doing laptops, they're doing cars, and Google is giving these people pixels. They're not posting a bunch of videos online, but they're posting it to those 15 million people or those 10 million people, and that is definitely drawing sales for Google. Guaranteed. Other than Team Pixel. I'm sure it does. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean they're just looking where they spread the money, right? So for a
absolutely.
while, it was all tech, and there was companies who would give a lot of money to a few creators, and then they Google shifted strategy and said, well, we're just going to give them
Yep.
the same amount of money just to spread it
Yep.
across a bunch of different people. So we'll
Absolutely.
we'll blanket, so maybe you'll see more of the videos across YouTube, right? We'll do volume.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that probably didn't work because in general tech community is small. So now let's just shift over to what they're calling lifestyle, right? A bunch of different more
Yeah.
identifiable people to the masses
Absolutely.
versus all these tech people
Absolutely.
that no one really cares about. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
we
I
want to get we
mean,
want to get devices in the hands of normal people or more people, right? So tech is a niche, right? And so
right.
you want to get into broader niches or interests. So
Right.
yeah.
I just, like I said, I mean, I, the tech community has always been the minority. But to Simon and Sam's point, they need us. They need tech creators and influencers. They need the tech side of that because how many people in this room, you're the tech person in your family? Like you're the person everybody comes to and say, hey, this thing don't work. You're like, oh, just click here. Everybody has that person in their family where it's just removing the SIM card tray. And they're like, I can't figure this out. And you're like, wow. It's not that they're incompetent. It's just not their thing. They just don't care about it like that. And they know that they have that person they can go to. I'm pretty sure Grant's the tech person. I think everybody who's probably tech enthusiast or tech creators in some kind of way, you're the tech person in your family. You have to be. I mean, well, Grant, I know Grant, he says it all the time. Hey, I gave my dad this phone. Gary says, I gave my dad this phone. I gave my son this phone. There's just a person that is going to be, you're going to go to for that. And so companies, I think they're just kind of their lifestyle switch is what it is. This is just how it's going to be done. They're going to look at numbers. Like I said, I had a good run with Team Pixel. It was phenomenal. I had no complaints. But we people behind the scenes like me and Grant, we agree on one thing. They shouldn't have given it to people who have no interest, who can't be neutral. You can use whatever you want to use, but if you can't be neutral in your review, whether it was paid or not, you're not really an influencer or a tech creator. You should be able to pick up anything and say, I'm just going to give a review of it, regardless of what your personal thoughts are as far as like your favorites. Because I'm biased to BlackBerry, but I don't compare everything to BlackBerry. I don't compare everything to. I think WebOS and BlackBerry OS were the best opera. I think they're better than Android and better than iOS. Some people think hear me saying like, "What?" Well, that's because you're living in the right now. But where did all these things come from? They came from BlackBerry OS. So I can't compare everything to BlackBerry OS though because I can't even use it and the servers are turned off now. It's just a bunch that goes into that. But I don't know. I think people have this mindset sometimes about tech, and it's just they just don't understand the underlining where things came from, or I don't know. I don't know. He said I'm the tech person in his family. Oh, here's another one up here. What about this, Grant? Uh, right here. To your points, make people believe you need this thing. You think Apple and Samsung got to their positions because their phones were the best? Nope. You need it. We don't need. I don't need Samsung and Apple phones, especially not Apple. Now, as a creator, I probably would need a Samsung phone, like the Fold 7 or the Ultra. Those could possibly be a need for a creator, but the iPhones are not the best phones.
Well, I
Apple
mean,
just had.
this comment goes to the reason why they went to their strategy shift and how they market,
Oh,
right?
okay,
More
gotcha, gotcha.
lifestyle, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
they're the ones influencing more of the masses. The people who have broader
absolutely.
interests, right? They don't that tech is a very small niche and interest level, right? And so
Yeah,
like you want to get to as many people as possible. You're going to go to what people, the broader, the more the larger consumer base cares about. What are their interests, right? And that's how
right.
you. So yeah, you get who they identify with liking this thing, and seeing how they incorporate it into their lives. They may want to do the same, right? And that's
Yeah,
the whole. You need this thing. I want what they have,
yeah,
and that totally makes sense. It's not about obviously the best in the technical sense, right? Because I mean that's definitely not what I agree. That's not what Apple or a lot of these companies are doing. Even Google. But Google is fairly transparent, I think, about what they're doing, right? I
oh
mean,
yeah,
they've made their hardware more accessible to more people as far as looks. So I don't blame them for keeping the same hardware this year. I mean, it it was the reviews are glowing last year for once, right? They always get dumped
beautiful
on their
hardware,
hardware, and last year,
beautiful.
pretty much universally, everyone thought their hardware was great, and that was
Oh
their
yeah,
number one talking point.
oh
And
yeah,
so now that they kind of got it right, why would they change it? So I don't blame them for
yep,
that at all. It appeals to the masses, and so it's the closest that's gonna appeal to the masses. So why would they change that? And
yeah,
secondly, they're all the technical specs. They never say they're aiming for the best and
yeah,
the fastest process or any of that. They say we're developing the thing that's gonna make our software run the best, complement our software the best without breaking the bank for us, right?
yep,
And so it's not about being the fastest process or any of that stuff. It's more geared
yeah,
towards how do we process the AI on device, whereas everyone else is trying to do it, off device.
yeah,
So how does it complement what we're trying to do from a feature standpoint and how you use your phone every day? Um,
yeah. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, because this is where we are right now, Simon. Everything is about social. Like everybody's recording everything, trying to go viral. It's just about a
well, it's
click
called
right
marketing,
now.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
the whole thing we're
exactly.
talking about, it's just marketing, right? I mean,
That's all it is. But let's shift gears, man. Let's shift gears. It is Pixel season, but Pixel season is probably getting ready to come to a stop. This happens every year. When Apple is time to come out with their product, and I actually, like we talked about last week, I actually like the way Apple is doing their launches now because it can be more. We can get more. We don't have any mistakes and errors, and
they're pre-recorded.
yeah, I like the pre-recorded ones. At first, I didn't, but now they're polished. They're polished. I really like how it is, and I think they should stick to that.
Well, it's
Live events are
also
cool.
easier and less expensive for them, so
Yep.
they'll happily keep doing
They
it.
gotta pay the editors more probably. They gotta pay those editors of those videos.
It's a drop in the bucket for how much it costs to put on
Yeah.
an event.
Yeah. I think those events they're cool and everything, but they spend way more money flying everybody out because they have to flip the bill for all that, the hotels,
They'll
the
still bring
travel.
in people. It's just a lot more limited select people, right, to get their hands on and do all that kind of stuff. So they'll still invite people. It's just not going to be as
Yeah,
many
yeah.
for a
I
specific live event, right? They won't do that. But
I
I think what was the last one they did? WWDC. Yeah,
oh yeah,
WWDC.
yeah,
So they still brought in people for that. It just wasn't as many people invited,
absolutely.
because they still shut down the streets around Apple Park. You know,
Yeah,
I live
yeah.
around here, so I was around there. They still shut
Right.
down those. They still shut down those streets.
So Apple. Um, First of all, who here is going to buy one of the new iPhones? I am. I want to buy one. I've made it very plain. I'm going to buy the iPhone Air or whatever it's called, just because I want to compare it next to the the Edge. I'm going to buy the Air. I've already got cases, and I'm going to buy the Air. Anybody else going to buy any of the new Apple products that come out?
I mean, I get it every year. Just like I mean,
Yeah.
just like just like the Google stuff, right? Like I don't. There's no reason to get them if you're like most people say if you already have the 9. I didn't even want the 10 because I didn't even like what they're doing with the 10.
Yeah.
But I got it just because I'm saying all this stuff about it, so I have to try it myself and try to prove a point. But I mean, that and I like Pixel anyway, so I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it. Same with iPhone. I may not agree with what they're doing or 100% like it, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna get it just to
Yeah.
try it.
I'm definitely gonna. If it's a new like that's why I jumped on the Edge right away. Everybody said, actually, okay. So before the Edge was in everybody's hands, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge, by the way, folks. Before that was in everybody's hands, a lot of people had a lot to say negative about it, about the battery. But everybody who thought that their favorite creators were going to trash it, they could not. I did not see a ton of people trashing the Galaxy S25 Edge. Have you guys seen it yet? I haven't seen anybody really trashing this phone. I haven't seen it yet. That
I
phone is
mean,
amazing.
it got the immediate negative reactions from at least the tech crowd
Yeah,
around battery and we don't need thinness. So I mean, those are two talking points: thin for nothing, and why are we getting less battery?
yeah, but
Oh,
you,
and not as good cameras, or we were missing a camera.
I think that's bogus right there. I think the
So,
reason
but the whole talking track in the tech community was thin for nothing,
yeah,
and thin at its detriment. So because we got thinner, we got less battery, less camera.
yeah.
So
I
that
think
was
those
the main
people.
talking tracks.
I don't buy it because I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying
And they're gonna say the same
anyway.
thing about this iPhone Air. It's gonna be the same thing. It's why do we need to go
Yeah,
thin? It's thin for nothing. It's a smaller battery. We want to get one camera, so that's gonna be
I just
all the
don't
talking tracks
believe.
of that phone. So
Yeah,
so mark that down because that's what everyone's gonna be talking
absolutely.
about. Just
I
like how
don't
we said before,
believe.
the talking tracks for what the Edge was gonna be, the talking tracks for the Pixel 10
Yeah,
was gonna be, all this stuff,
yeah,
and it happened. So I mean, this it's
yeah.
not hard to predict what people are gonna say about this stuff.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't take a lot of stuff serious from people who just use it for two
Well,
days
it's
and
no
say they put out a
creativity.
review. Yeah.
It's like the talking track. Like it's a very lazy talking track. So
Yeah,
it's easy.
absolutely.
Like we can think about it in 2 seconds. We come up with the talking tracks. It's like
Yeah.
it's a lazy thing to run with,
Yeah.
especially and it can be kind of irresponsible in media. So
Absolutely.
if you're a big publication, you're just running with stuff like that without really putting context behind it or even really trying it to see what the fact about
Absolutely.
the matter is, and it becomes a very dangerous thing. But it's
Absolutely.
easy, and so I just view it as lazy. So whenever I see stuff like that, I'm just like I don't read it because I'm well, that's just
Yeah.
lazy journalism.
All those videos that go up and you see people saying one, and I already know that there's no way you use this phone for 3 weeks or a month. You use it for a couple days. You open the box, use it for a day, went through all the settings, and then put out a review. I don't buy it, man.
Well, it's the
Because
easy thing to do, right? It's lazy, it's easy, and you're pandering to the people who already think that. So you're gonna
yep.
get the view. So
And
it's
you're
very
gonna get
easy.
the views too. If you create drama, that behind the scenes thing that me and Grant talked about, and everybody in this, some people in here in my private group, right? They say you should do it. I said, really? You think? You see all those videos switching to an iPhone. I did that video, and I mocked it. I never said iPhone. I just said switching to Android, and people didn't. That went over so many people's head. It's incredible, man. Like, is my channel a comedy channel? It is not. Um, but doing that, it kind of weeded out the intelligence level, unfortunately, of some of the people on my channel. And it really drove the point home. And they said, Jay, this is how it's going to be. And I said, no, but I did the video anyway. And then I had so much fun, I did two more. I think it's comical at best that people put stuff on the internet and it's just kind of a joke. Most reviews, that so-called reviews that I see, I just don't consider them reviews. And so, like you said, the Edge came out. The Edge is well received, I think, but once you say one thing, if you're not man enough to backtrack and actually use it and put in the labor to check it out just to see if it's what you said is true, I can't take you serious because there's no way that the Flip 7 is trash cameras. There's no way that I guess the Galaxy S25 Edge has trash cameras. I just don't believe these things. Like starting that narrative, like you said earlier, Grant. We can start a narrative right now, good or bad, and it just takes a few people to start saying it elsewhere, and then they'll go into somebody else's comments, and it just becomes a thing. That's the problem with.
Well, all you're doing is it's easy because you're just pandering to what people are gonna say, right? You're kind of pandering to the lowest common denominator. These are just easy talking tracks for lazy people and lazy
Yeah,
thinking. And so a lot of people already think this way. So it's easy when you publish a video, publish an article that says already what people are saying, confirming what they already are thinking, right? It's
yep,
very easy to do that. And so,
yep.
but at the same time, I don't blame the people for publishing the article or the video, right? It's the people who are reading it, who are
The people
watching
who are
it.
watching,
They're
absolutely.
publishing it for a reason because a lot of people think that way, and a lot of people are going to click on that video or that article and read it or watch it. And so it's really the
Yep,
people who are driving that interest. And so, I
yep,
don't blame people for publishing stuff like that. It's I still think it's
yeah.
lazy, but it's just because there's a lot of people who would just automatically think that way and will
People are
watch it.
drawn
So,
to drama. So this iPhone launch is going to happen. You're going to see the same thing. It's just what it is, man. And I try to be as neutral as possible. Because I don't. The iPhone Air is probably we already know it's going to be high in price. Just like the iPhone SE. I had a lot of things to say about the iPhone SE, but I still bought it, and I
no, this happens all the time. Jay will be back, guys. But Simon, totally, lifelong iPhone user switches to
whatever it
Pixel once
is.
again. I mean,
Yeah, it
oh,
doesn't.
sorry, man.
Yeah,
You just cut out, so
yeah,
you
it
came back
happens for
in.
some reason. My
Yeah,
my
I told
fiber.
everyone you'll be back.
Yeah, but the people who I talked kind of like trash about this phone, but I also say that there's a phone for everybody. And it turns out this size is what works for me. I like the compact size. I don't care that it has one camera. And the way that I offset a lot of things that I think might be wrong is I just use the products and put it out there. Yeah, I just use them and put it out there.
But yeah, I mean, this title perfect, right? Like the switching titles,
Mm.
they're always out there, which is why you made that video,
Yeah, that's why I made it. It was a
just for
mockery.
fun and to see what happens, right? Because it triggers a lot of people, and so
Yeah,
yeah, these videos would be out there again, and there probably already are people switching to
yeah,
their Pixel 10
yeah.
for sure. But
Do you
again,
s-
it's not their fault for creating the video because people are gonna
people
click
watching?
on it. So if I don't personally like it, and if you don't like it, it's really the people who are clicking on that video that
Yes, drama,
you, you probably have a problem with because they
drama,
don't make the video if no one's gonna watch it. So
drama. Yep, drama. People drama is sold at its highest level. I find that in the car community too, like in the car culture. I'm not on video doing burnouts and chasing people and doing this crazy stuff, and so those videos get maybe 1,000 hits or something like that. And but you'll have 10 people in that are passionate about it, and they're commenting on it, and they're enjoying it. Every time, the same 10 people saying, "Oh man, thanks for this video," because I always wondered about that valve stem. I'm an information channel. I think Barry told me that a while back. He said, "Jay, you're kind of an information channel. You just put it out there, and that's just what it is, and that's just how it is." I'm
well, that's
not,
what YouTube used to be early on, back in the
and
day, right? It was
that's
all
why I'm like
information.
that now.
People genuinely just wanted to share things, right, through
Yep,
video because before you didn't have video. You could actually now that you could share video, you show people things, right? So
exactly.
YouTube was all about showing people things.
Yeah,
And that was the main driving force for why people did YouTube videos, right? They want to
yeah,
show people things, and it was about information. And
yeah,
now it's about entertainment or just triggering
yep.
people. And
Because
but that's what
I
happens when you bring in money. Once you bring in money, now you just want to get the most views. And what
yeah,
what what gets people to view your stuff? You trigger them. And again, it's not the person's fault for creating the video. It's just
the people who click on it.
it evokes a feeling in somebody, and they're gonna fall for it and click on it. So
People who click on it.
but
That's
truthfully, we could make a video every time for all these phones, Jay. We could say
oh, absolutely.
we're switching, and truthfully, we are because we switch to every single
Yeah,
device. So we are
yeah,
switching. There's no clickbait there. We're definitely
yeah,
switching. But the difference is we actually use the phones.
absolutely. Yeah,
We actually do make the switch versus use
yes,
it for a week and put out a video.
yeah. I can't ethically. I just don't feel right telling a person that I use something for a week or two and
Because, like
giving
you
them
said,
that's
you're
the
an
review.
information channel. Like I'm the same way. I put out
Yeah,
information.
you
How do you
put
put out
out
information? Yeah, you actually have to use the device, right? Otherwise,
absolutely. Yeah,
what are you talking
I
about?
didn't. I didn't look at myself like that, but I think Barry said that like 6 months ago or 3 or 4 months ago. I don't know when he said it, but I was like, maybe he's right. Because I'm putting it out there for people to view it as simple as possible, or just nice and calm, to just give it to them, and you do it what you will. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not trying to just do anything. I don't have an agenda when I put out a video. I just put it out, man. And but I do feel some type of way when a person says, like somebody said, "Oh, the S25 old Edge cameras are trash." I'm like, "What the frick?" I'll respond with, "When did you return yours, or what made you return yours?" Or, "Well, I never had it." Okay, well then why? Well, I have two eyes. I don't need to buy it to see that it's trash. Okay, all
Well,
right,
you just want them to say it, and then you're like, thank you.
yeah. You just
But
yeah. I,
Simon's right. Like this kind of a strategy, right, works for any industry. Just say you're switching to the competitor of whatever
right,
the popular thing is, right?
right.
It's just about triggering people.
Yeah,
People
that's what it's
can't
about. To
people
get that
can't
view.
help themselves. People can't help themselves. They get all upset and they're like, "But you did it to yourselves." It's like,
Yeah, I
just
mean,
ignore it. Don't click on that stuff if it's gonna
yeah,
upset you.
yeah. It's just YouTube used to be so much fun, and now it's just about like money. It seems, it's lucrative. I've always told people it's lucrative. I think I've said it on your stream. Oh yeah, I made this month, but it's different. Um, I think people who say, "I want to start a YouTube channel," I'm like, just don't focus on money, man. Do something you like, because if you're not doing something you like, you're gonna burn out and your channel's gonna fall off pretty quickly. So you got to be doing something you like, and so that means if it was two people watching this stream, or four, I'll have the same energy. It would just be the same, because it's something that I love engaging about technology. So
Well, that's why all the
any
people here are wondering about incremental changes because they're into tech
yeah,
just like us. And I get you,
right,
man. Like that. And to your point, we when you did this years ago, it was because tech was evolving at a much faster pace, right? So it would keep your interest, and it was definitely would keep the love of the whole thing going. Right now, it's a little bit harder. Year to
yeah.
year, it gets a little bit harder. So I get it.
It's just nuts out here in
But
these
I
YouTube
agree with
streets.
Simon. Simon just saying, just don't make the thumbnail faces.
Absolutely, yeah. All that kind of
Oh, don't
stuff.
do it, man. They're gonna screenshot that now.
Man,
Uh,
that's
you
just
did
the
it.
most craziest. I guess, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. For some people, again, this is their job. I know that this isn't your job. You obviously know it's not my job, and you got to do what you got to do to feed your family. So if you're cool with
But I really
that,
want to know, does it make you click on a video? Like, it doesn't
absolutely
make me want to
not.
click on
I,
a
I
video.
scroll away from it. I scroll away from it, and I click "Do not recommend." When I see stuff like that, I instantly click. I go to YouTube and say, "Do not recommend this video. Do not recommend this channel."
Because people do it because, apparently it's what gets people to click on a video. But I'm like, really? Do normal people really, does that fascinate you? That, like, oh, that's definitely a video I gotta watch because this guy looks like a fool. So I guess, I don't know. Not
I
me,
can't
but
do it, man.
okay. I guess.
I can't do it. I just can't. Yeah, I'm not interested.
I think we're just
Uh,
old curmudgeons, Jay. We're just old,
that's got to be what it
get
is, man.
off my lawn, I mean,
I tell them in a minute, "Hey, why you walking on my grass, man?" They're like, "It's just grass." Like, get off of my grass, man. They think, "Oh, this one dude, Amazon dude, call me old." I was like, "Well, you can call me what you want to call me, but you're gonna get your
you
butt
should
off
just
my
say thank
grass."
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you won't make it this far. I mean, it's nuts, man. But yeah, you're right though. You're right.
Keep
And I
walking on my
never
grass and you won't make it this far.
I just never thought about it that way, like the longevity of the mindset that I might have, because I've been on YouTube for so long. That what I absorbed something in it, I've just become like the information type stuff that I used to watch before. I used to watch Pocket Now before the current Pocket Now crew. I watched the other Pocket Now crew, and Phone Dog. I watched those guys back then, and they were just giving information. I didn't always feel like it was a sales pitch. I just didn't feel everything now is a sales pitch, and it's
Well,
heavy
because
like
money
that in the
wasn't
car
involved
game.
back then, but
Yeah,
money was not, once money involved with anything,
the payday wasn't as
you know
big
what
back then.
happens. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, there wasn't money back in the day. So, but once you involve money into anything, that's when
absolutely.
things go south. But that's
Yeah,
also the beauty of YouTube, it's like you'll find something for everyone, right? You're gonna find the most obscure
yeah,
thing, and if you're into it, someone else is into it, and that's the beauty of
yep.
YouTube. So you don't have to like everything, and that's the whole point. You're not supposed to like everything, but there's gonna be something that you like, and that's why YouTube is so successful.
So Grant, when you're scrolling through YouTube, right? I've always wanted to ask you this. I think I might have asked you. I'm not sure. When I'm scrolling through YouTube, I'm looking for something like if because I do look at phones, right? When I'm like if a new phone is coming out, I will try like if it comes out, And to be fair, I think there's only one or two influencers that I watch, like no matter what. That's gonna. I know they have millions of subscribers. I'm gonna watch them no matter. But there is when you're scrolling through YouTube and you want to know about the new Pixel 45. Are you looking at influencers or content creators? Or are you looking for like that person who works at Walmart? Because that's what I'm looking for.
Honestly, I don't watch YouTube for that tech stuff anymore.
Well,
Like I'll watch like people I know because I want to support their video and stuff like that.
yeah,
But I'm at the point where like, and I've kind of always been like this, but I'm at the point where I just rather form my own opinion on stuff. Um, Early back in the day when YouTube, I'll definitely watch that stuff because it was informational and that's the kind of stuff that I liked. I wanted to get information about the stuff that I'm interested in, and I might buy it. Um, and then it became more entertainment focused, and I kind of like that because it was about early access.
yeah,
Very few people had early access back in the day, right? And so that was the only way you could see the actual product that was coming out. So I would definitely watch that stuff.
right,
And then once you kind of got really wise to how YouTube works and all that kind of stuff, then it just became. I think once you got behind the scenes of how YouTube works, and now that's kind of exploded. Personally, if I'm being honest, I got really jaded about it, and so I'm like, no, I'd rather not watch any of it. I'll just watch the people that I know and trust and
yeah,
support them, and that's about it. Otherwise, I really don't care. But I
yeah.
get what you're saying. If you can find people that are still kind of like how I was back in the day,
Brand
just
new.
people, just people who are, I just bought this thing and I want to tell you about it. There are
Yep,
still people like that,
they
and
are.
and I get trying to find those kind of people because
Yeah,
that's how it was back in the day, and that's the kind
yeah.
of information I'd want too.
It was
So
an influx of it, right? It was like
yeah.
everybody was just showing stuff. They weren't looking for perfection and B
Well, because
roll.
before you couldn't share a video, right? Early on,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so like to be able to share a video was mind blowing. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Like,
cool. Now I can start showing
oh,
off stuff, right? So yeah, so people just want to start showing their stuff. So,
yeah. I just when I'm looking through YouTube, especially with like car content, I'm heavy on the car scene, folks. And I want to find people who are genuinely this is like their first time, and they're gonna have mistakes. They're gonna say things wrong. I'm engaged with them. They'll have like a 45-minute video. Grant knows I like long videos. It's like I'll get in my recliner over here in my office, and I'll hit this big screen. I'll just get some, and I'll just enjoy it. I
yeah,
like to
not
see
just
it.
you. I think a lot of long videos are starting to take off on YouTube now because to your
Yeah,
point, people just put it on, they just have it going.
they leave mistakes in there. It doesn't even matter.
Or just people
And
just turn it on their TV now, right? So they'll just leave it running
absolutely,
while I go make dinner or whatever else, right? So long
absolutely.
form stuff is coming back. So
I love long form videos, and I think that when I'm searching for something, like I can't find any Google stuff that is from like a quote unquote regular non mainstream type creator or influencer. So, but some things you're right. There are a lot of people out there who I'm looking for a part or some wheels or I'm looking for a phone or something. There are people you can actually find them. They're literally just some, and they'll start off by saying, "Look, I'm not no YouTuber." Once I hear that, I'm like, "Okay, great. Let me give this person a chance." I was looking for stuff on my electric Dodge Charger. I have the electric Dodge Charger. Um, and I found I've been looking for more regular consumers, and I found some people, and excuse me, they say I'm not a creator or in YouTuber. They say YouTuber. They say I'm not a YouTuber like some of these other people. So I might give you the wrong information, or I'm just gonna try it. And I'm engaged with them for the entire time. And most of their videos are pretty long. They're like at least 30 minutes, and because they'll
yeah, because
go,
they're not worried about editing or anything like
you're
that.
right.
They're just like, they're just shooting a
You
video.
they're not looking at the camera. They're looking at their
Yeah.
screen as they're recording. That annoys me, but so, it's a big pet peeve of mine. When people are looking at their screen and not the camera, they're looking over here instead of over here at the camera. Oh, that's a tough one. But if it's engaging, I stay with it because I'm really trying to be entertained and I'm trying to be informed from a regular person. And I actually will subscribe to their channel or set like a watch later so I can always know who they are and follow up again. Hey, did they get the new whatever? Or did they get the new wheels or parts or whatever? But I'm more entertained by that and more engaging with that than tech people who or people who just actually know already. They're just because it seems like it's an infomercial. Like I don't like to see the event go off and then they come on and they're just repeating what the event said. I'm like, oh, that is so annoying. Like,
Yeah, but
oh,
that's why I like YouTube. There's room for everything, right? Like, 'cause I was like that before. I love the entertainment stuff, before I understood how YouTube worked and how the behind the scenes stuff worked and how the money stuff worked. And, because I was kind of naive, I'll admit, right? I just saw it at face value. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is cool, right? He's showing the device. This is really cool. And it's a really nice looking video and all that kind of stuff. And I like that kind of stuff. And then I kind of learned how it all works, and I became. That's when I said I became kind of jaded. I was like, oh, this is just
Yeah.
okay. I see what's going on here now. I don't like that anymore. but
Yeah.
um, but there are still, like you said, there are still people who genuinely buy the device and really like it. So I think YouTube actually the recommendation engine works because it actually did show me someone's channel, and she actually bought this Pixel, and she's been kind of just giving her opinion on and off about it for since she's owned it, right? And
Yeah.
she was genuinely excited. Hey, the new Pixel's coming out, and
Yeah.
so there are still people like that for sure.
Yeah, I think it's rare, but it's totally possible that you could find. And I think believe it or not, when the Apple events come, it's so many people that are not like in the tech field, and those people end up getting 40, 50,000 views. They're not their channel isn't based around an iPhone, and they only do an iPhone once a year, and or like whenever the iPhones come, and they get 50,000, 500,000 views, and it's just that's just the way it is for them. And I like to look at those channels when that happens. It happens though. Yes, it is. Man, so
Yeah,
you
but
guys
like
put
Bradley
some
was saying, it was like long form and they're pushing shorts and all. I mean, YouTube is
shorts
trying
are a
to
joke.
capitalize. YouTube
Hate
is trying to
shorts.
capitalize on. They're trying to be the video platform, right? So they're
Yeah,
trying to get long form. They know people like short stuff because they have short attention. They want the short stuff too. So Google wants I mean, YouTube wants everything. They want all the content, right? They want this to be the only place that you watch anything. So YouTube will gladly take and push anything that's getting views, right? So
yeah,
you like long form, we'll push long form. You like shorts, we'll push shorts to you, right?
yeah.
So
Because
they
they move
want
shorts to
everything.
3 minutes now. Shorts are three
Yeah,
minutes now.
as a creator, they actually want you to do everything. People are like, oh, you can only do shorts on a shorts channel, or you can only do long form on long.
Yeah,
No, they want you to do everything. It's
yeah.
just you need to find a strategy for how to fit all that content into your channel that make people want to watch it.
But I will say, as far as shorts go, YouTube. I'm about to be transparent again. Shorts on YouTube are not lucrative. It only pays YouTube and it only pays the artist music that you're using when you do that. Because you remember they introduced now you can use artist music. They're getting all the money, folks. You can
Well,
have
it's a
some
gateway. It's a gateway drug. Um,
absolutely,
it's meant
yeah,
to
because
get you in the door, kind of a thing.
yeah,
Um,
shorts
yeah.
are not very lucrative at all. Shorts to have 50, 70,000 views, you might get $1.25. Everybody else is getting
I
money
figured
on
that'll
those.
change over time though, because
You think so?
I
Because
think so
YouTube and
because
TikTok are getting paid off. They get
I
paid
think
off of
someone
their
was saying
shorts.
like the stats bear out that YouTube is now the number one for like short form content.
It-
It's people are
It's not as
watching short
lucrative
form
though.
content more on YouTube than they are on Instagram or TikTok or
It
anywhere
may be,
else.
but the people I follow some people that have a
Yeah, from a
YouTube
creator
channel.
payout standpoint, yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's not.
I'm thinking that's going to have to start shifting just because of how popular the content is
Yeah,
getting.
because they were saying he showed his payment for his shorts on Instagram and TikTok,
Yeah,
and he showed his payment for YouTube. I mean, 100,000 views on Instagram or TikTok or something like that, or
right,
150,000 or 500 is way more money than it is on YouTube. I
of
mean,
course.
literally,
Yep.
like getting a penny or getting 2 cents for 5,000 views on YouTube. That's ridiculous, man.
That's
That's
why
just
most people on YouTube would only do shorts to get you in the door. Like
yeah,
if your short got you in front of more people, people were hoping that would draw more people
yeah,
into their channel.
yeah,
So they would do it for that purpose, not for the money. Because yeah,
yeah,
like you're saying, like you've seen the
yeah.
CPMS on shorts are terrible, right? So
5,000 views and I got a nickel. This is
it's not
ridiculous,
worth it
man.
on the CPM that you're getting paid for that
Yeah,
particular
it's
short,
not.
but it might be worth it if you get a larger audience that watches
Yeah.
your long form
You
stuff.
you honestly
So
think they'll change? You think over in the next 5 years it'll be better
you
as
would
far
think
as
they would
revenue
have
goes?
to just if you want to keep the creators interested in creating for your platform.
Yeah. Because Google will shut something down, man. We all know this. I think the biggest I got a question before I give my answer. In the chat, I want to see how accurate all us tech enthusiasts are. What was the biggest mistake that what did Google shut down, which was one of the biggest things that everybody loved, and they shut it down anyway. Well, they didn't shut it down; they took away our access. You remember what it is? All of us complained after it was gone, and we didn't want it to go away. It still exists, but we don't have access to it for whatever reason. It's how I launched. You know, true story. True story. I launched there was Huawei. I was a Huawei sponsor back in the day, and I launched their chat on this platform, and it took off. And I didn't know it was going to take off, and I gave it to somebody else, and then he reaped all the rewards. They just flew him to China. They flew him everywhere, right after I gave it to him, um, and I started it. It's incredible, but I gave it away because it was just too overwhelming at the time. I started focusing more on YouTube. It's Google Plus. Google Plus is one of the biggest mistakes that Google made. Biggest mistakes. Google Plus was huge. It was huge. It was they basically tried to they took away Google Plus and created the community tab basically for us. But Google Plus still exists. Who in here used Google Plus? Google Plus was one of the biggest ever. Google Plus was crazy. Google Plus. I think it's a delay in the chat. I guess people are now starting to get it. Yeah, Google Plus was amazing. Did you ever get on Google Plus, Grant?
Yeah, we all use Google Plus. We would talk on Google Plus.
Amazing. Oh, didn't I have a group on Google Plus? Yeah, I had several
Yeah,
groups on Google Plus. I created the Google Plus group
I think
for
most tech people are on Google Plus.
when that went away, or when they took away access, because it still exists. That was the biggest mistake ever. And there's people still today. Like if I'm on like Threads or something like that, people are still talking about. I wish Google Plus was here. Google
I don't
Plus
know. People
was
always say that when
great.
something's gone, though.
Right.
People always
Google.
lament the graveyard from Google. But
Yeah.
yeah, some things they take away questionably, but most things they take away because no one cares,
But how'd you
or they
feel
just
about how?
Or Google themselves lose interest. But and then people lament it. But then it's like, well, did you really use it? They're like, no. Like,
Yeah. And remember I told you how they
or just like when LG goes away. Oh, I wish LG would come back. Did you really
yeah.
care? No.
But they do
So it's like,
surveys on those
and
things.
just
They
because
do
it's not here anymore,
surveys.
you want what you don't have.
They do surveys on things with a small group of people who are not interested because they want to save money. But I was on Google Plus a lot. That was one of the best places to be. And that's just what it was. It was this deep place to be when you thought about the word Google. It was just good, man. Google Plus was great. You would see a whole bunch of creators in these big chats, and it would be a whole bunch of them in there. Everybody's just kind of chatting away. It was phenomenal, man. Why they eliminated that, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's like how people use your stream on Hangouts. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I love that too. They took it away. Hangouts was the
I remember
bomb.
watching a lot of a lot of big creators when in tech,
Oh yeah.
when they first started when they're small,
Oh yeah.
um, but they're huge now. But I remember them they would hang out on Hangouts,
Yep.
and they'll go live on Hangouts.
Yep.
And I was
That
like, that
was
was so
that was my
cool.
main thing, man. That was how I was learning how to stream, video chat and stuff like that. And we would record it and stuff like that and play it back.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with it. And they took it away. They took it away, and they just kind of
Well, it's cool because that stuff blew my mind back in the day. I was like, because you watch all individual channels, and to see a bunch of them on the same Hangout and just talking like this, right? Like what
yeah,
pretty much like you see now people doing on
yeah,
podcasts and live. That
yeah.
was kind of unheard of back in the day, right? And so like, oh, you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, these guys actually know each other. And so, oh, this is cool. They're all talking to each other in the same thing. That's cool. It's like
Yeah,
it was a cool thing back then because that was when it was like, like to your point, that was back in the tech was tech. It was more for the love. It
yeah,
was really informational. You had all these small guys just hanging out, talking real,
yeah.
real nerd stuff, like real tech
Oh
stuff. And I
yeah.
was like, oh, and they'll do it on their own channels, and you see a bunch of them doing it together. And it's like, oh, this is super cool, right? You
Yep.
totally nerd out, right? And it's like,
Yep.
so now that you have the technology to do that, these podcasts or even like we're doing here, you don't always see that anymore. It's like, oh, that's too bad,
You do not. You do not. Remember Vipe Nation? Viper is still around. He's still around, but he does a lot of morning things on Twitter. Yeah, he's I see him. I don't use Twitter. Like I don't use only platform I use for like social media really, like where I'm engaging with people is just YouTube. The other stuff, all you see is me posting stuff. I'm not really engaging much. But Viper live streamed all the time, man, and I think he just kind of transitioned to Twitter, like the morning coffee things that he does on Twitter. Because and this is to this comment right here, we're being constantly boomeranged around by advertising of some kind, and I think Twitter comes along and they start trying to offer things that other platforms offer. And if you have wherever you have your biggest reach is where probably you're going to try to get. What was the one platform that didn't really do anything? Oh God, I know it's a vague statement, but it didn't do
I
anything.
was gonna say, there's a lot of them because that's why they're not around
Yeah, I
anymore.
know.
But
God, I can't think of the name of that one. People
back in
thought it
the
was
day, it
going
was
to
the
take
wild west of
off.
social media where you had a bunch of different platforms. That's why I remember back in the day we had social media aggregators
Yeah,
where you could post to one thing and they'll post it and blast it everywhere, or
Mhm.
vice versa, it'll aggregate all your media into one place. And then all that stuff started going away because all the platforms, the big platforms, didn't like it because it was
Fighting with
taking
each
away
other
the
and
well, it was
yeah.
taking away money from them, right? So if you got
Yeah,
people on another platform consuming the stuff on your from your platform, right?
absolutely.
Like Twitter started taking away their API access and all that kind of stuff, and so that kind of
Absolutely.
killed all those things. But that was when it was the wild west of social media, and you had a bunch of platforms
Yeah.
battling it out, and you had all the aggregators and the single places you could post and blast, and that was kind of those days were kind of fun.
Yep.
But that's
I
because that's when mostly it was almost exclusively tech nerds on social media,
yeah.
right? Until
Yeah.
before the masses and the general public became aware or really cared about it. It was mostly just us tech nerds talking on social media.
Yeah,
So-
that's really what it was. But
and
I
that's
think
when it was
like
fun, But
it is it's funny you say that. You said that kind of in different platforms and or in different moments throughout. Is it fun anymore? Is this fun anymore? Like, or is it just
well,
overshadowed
that's
by a
what I was
bunch of
saying. That was
advertising
back
and
when
money?
the leaps in technology were felt very
Yeah.
big, every year because
Yeah.
it was a new area of technology, right? So it's going to
Yeah.
grow really fast, and you're going to see a lot of changes yearly fast. Now that's more commoditized, you're going to see these incremental changes, and it's not as fun.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get hyped up every year, right? So
Yeah, and I think that's
until you
why
find
you
until you find another category that can take off, and for now, unfortunately, that's AI, which may not interest everybody, but
yeah.
that's what mobile tech was back in the day. It's kind of what AI is now.
Yeah.
It's a wild west, and everything's exploding, right? And it made it cool, but
You think it would be better if we shifted back a little bit? Because everything is 360. Like people say, "Oh, bell bottoms." Okay, bell bottoms is out on skinny jeans. That's so old. Platforms. Okay, everything is a recycled version of something. Do you ever think we're going to see a recycled version of tech?
well, that's why everyone's trying to find out what the next category is, right? Outside of smartphones, that's why you see people trying the wearable stuff, the glasses. They're trying all these other things. They're trying to
Yeah,
find that next category within mobile that's not smartphone, right?
yeah.
Um, and once you kind of find that, then you see the explosion. But right now, the big explosion is AI.
It's AI.
It's not a mobile product
I'm
necessarily. So
curious to see if, in fact, we do circle back around. For me, it will be a win. I mean, if they bring back BlackBerry OS, Web OS, open those servers back up, bring back sidekicks, open those servers up, I think the floodgates will be flooded if they're actually doing the actual operating systems, not Android over top of it with a name. I think Sidekick would probably fly off the shelves. Just open the servers back up, turn the servers back on, create those devices. They can even do the same devices with updated processors and stuff like that, making them really fast and fluid, putting better cameras on them. Like same designs, tweak them a little bit, but make them. They're gonna make them thinner and stuff like that. But I think it would take off, especially BlackBerry and Sidekick. I think they would
I mean,
take off.
now if you want to compete in traditional mobile and like a smartphone type of device, you're gonna whoever does that, you're gonna be taking a massive risk, right? So whoever's not risk averse is the one who's going to do it because right now it
Yeah,
makes zero sense to try to compete in that space,
yeah,
right? You're gonna be hemorrhaging money, but if there's someone who's willing to take a big swing and can get the masses to go along with it, then yeah, they'll make. But
yeah,
is that likely? No, but
yeah. It would be so nice for the Sidekick service to turn back on,
but
and the
why do you think that
BlackBerry.
is, right? I think we all know why that is. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily just because the public is brainwashed and they only want a certain thing,
yeah, yeah.
right? It's probably because they're not allowed to
I would
get in.
agree. I would
Companies aren't
agree.
allowed to break into this space for
I
various
would
different
agree
reasons
because
in this country, but mainly in this country.
yeah,
But
because they're being
that's why you
they're being
see
controlled. They're
more
being
competition
controlled.
elsewhere. But it's
Hey
that's a whole
Grant,
different conversation.
I actually have an emergency call I need to take. Can you hold
Oh
it down for a
yeah,
second?
no, no, yeah, no problem, man. All right, this time he's really gone for a real reason. But to what we're talking about, man, and I think like for the folks in the chat, I think a lot of us are of a certain age. So I think based on what I've seen in the comments, so I think all of you kind of lived through this kind of same tech arc in the mobile space, right? Like if you're looking back pre 2000, pre iPhone, pre 97, probably like early 90s, maybe even late 80s, right? Like you kind of seen the explosion of kind of the mobile space and how that was and how we're all kind of jaded, I think, at this point, which is why we're making comments like, can you really get excited every year now? Because I think a lot of us have seen the big leaps that happened within this space year after year, where you saw the wild west, the mobile devices pre iPhone, right? It was just a bunch of devices were different and fun because people are throwing everything against the wall trying to compete for that space, and so you saw a lot of quote unquote innovation, which is just a lot of bunch of different things, which made it kind of fun. especially for people who are kind of nerding out in this stuff, right? But obviously now, like anything else, like any other commodity or product, it becomes commoditized, right? Companies narrow in on what people like over time, and so everything starts looking the same because, well, people start liking the same thing. So it's not really the company's fault why everything looks the same, why all phones kind of look like this now. It's kind of the public has kind of decided this is what we kind of like in general. And so, of course, if you're going to be a company who wants to make money and be successful, you're going to make the same thing that people want, right? You're not going to take a big risk and swing for the fences and come out with something completely different because, yeah, the nerds might be satisfied, but that's a very small group of people, and you'll be out of business very soon, right? And that's why, to Jay's point, like if somebody else wanted to come out with BlackBerry again, or some other company wanted to come out again and compete specifically in the mobile phone, smartphone space, I mean, that's kind of like committing business suicide. At least here in the US. I mean, you have competition in other countries because for various things that we're not going to talk about on the tech channel. But um, yeah, there's a lot of restriction on what you can and cannot do and what's going to make you profitable now, especially in the United States. And so everything's going to look like what you see Google coming out with, Apple coming out with. That's why I'm saying, like, if it's going to be something interesting to us in technology, it's going to be a completely different product category. And the problem is, I think all the new stuff that's coming out, people are trying to find the next thing in wearables. Is it the watch? Is it the glasses? Is it something else? That's still being figured out. But at the same time, I think if we want to be kind of amazed and, we want to have that same kind of excitement year after year, as tech people, we kind of have to get excited for some of the stuff that comes out. And I think a lot of stuff that comes out that's new now, I think most of the conversation and the kind of excitement that comes out of the talking tracks, even within especially from the people who are supposed to be loving it the most in the tech community, is mostly negative. And so that's why, and it doesn't become successful among the tech people. So it can't gain any kind of momentum and have any hope of being successful broader than that into the mainstream. Um, and so I think, there's some responsibility on folks that like us who really enjoy tech and love it to kind of embrace some of the newer stuff again. But I kind of get it too. I'm not always enthused about some of the newest products, so I kind of get it from that perspective. But that's kind of a good thing to think about. Like, why do we like the mobile space so much? Why do we like the whole what eventually became the whole smartphone category? And why was that so interesting? Versus some of these newer categories that are trying to come out, whether they be the kind of virtual space or just the augmented reality space, or even fitness and wearables and watches, um, to even just the AI stuff, right? There's most likely just there's not been a really practical application identified for any of that stuff just yet. We could kind of probably see where the mobile stuff was going, right? If you could kind of take what was kind of trapped in your desktop computer and start bringing it with you everywhere, um, that kind of you could maybe more easily understand. But all this other stuff, don't think even we have a very good vision for what this could be. And so it's hard to get excited, right, when you don't see a practical application of where this could be yet. So that could also be a reason for lack of excitement too. But that's what it's going to take. It's going to take excitement from the tech nerds to find, this is what we're super excited about, and if we can kind of build that momentum, companies will invest more into it, and then you'll see it take off a little bit more with more of the masses. But until that happens, we're kind of stuck where we are. And Jay's back. Yay.
Hey, yeah, I'm back. I was just going to start kind of winding down because it's 5:45, and I said, "Oh man, I got the phone call sooner than I thought I was going to get it." But man, let's wind down because I got to go. Actually, I got to go pick up something. But right when I was,
All
isn't that
right.
how it works? Isn't this crazy? I was going to start
I'm
winding
good.
down.
I'm tired now.
You're crazy. But anyway, man, I really do appreciate you guys coming on. We'll see you next Friday. We'll do it again, man. Right now, I think I took PTO already for next Friday, so I took vacation again for next Friday. So we'll see how this works out. But Grant, any closing?
No, but like you said, next week, no, Apple events the week after, right?
Oh, so we'll be
On
good.
the Tuesday,
Yeah,
9th. Yeah, okay, yeah, week after
yeah.
next. Cool.
We'll have
So
it
one
ready
more
to
week.
go.
So one more week of Pixel then.
Yeah, one more week of Pixel, and we'll have you'll have a
there's only so much more Apple rumor that can come out, right? I mean,
yes, and we'll be able to
everything's there.
we'll be using our Pixels now for a week, so we'll actually have a week follow up for you guys. I'm about to post a 24-hour follow up for you guys in a second. In 15 minutes, that video is going to go live because I just finished it right before I uploaded. We started this, but we appreciate you guys coming through, man. It's always fun. I like to engage real time, so it's good to see people come in and interact with us and take time out your day. And so we really appreciate it. You can find me on Mr. J. Williams for everywhere for social media and also smartphone conversations on Instagram. So me and Grant have the same. We have the same. Yes, there they are.
It's still Pixel season, so
It
until
is.
Apple comes out,
It's Pixel
this is
season.
it. This is it.
It is a Pixel takeover for sure. This is a Pixel takeover. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next videos that me and Grant are going to post. We will have like a week. We'll have a different conversation next week because he's going to be using his. I'm going to be using mine. So that's a full week that we have to enjoy him and really get a feel for him. I'll continue to record content with it because I got a lot of stuff I want to record and just use them. I just want to use the phones. So thank y'all for coming in to another live stream with your man Jay and Grant, and look for that link next weekend so we can grind out with one more week of Pixel season. Take care, guys.